Hey guys, Futanari Lover 47 with 3 A's, no intro skit, let's get right into it. I have multiple questions for you. Have you ever heard of the Constitution of Hell? Do you like succubi, demons, torture, incels wishing death upon their enemies and hoping Satan will answer their cries? If you said yes to any of these questions, hop in and take a ride with Viper GTS. Not the car, the hentai. Of course, as usual, I'll break down each individual episode and analyze them, and at the end of this review, I will give my final initial rating and go on from there. Of course, this is a Futanari hentai given my name. However, this is the last one I'm going to be reviewing on my list of my favorites because I don't want to keep reviewing my favorite. I like to mix things up a bit. So I'm going to start taking suggestions. If you have any suggestions for hentai I want me to review, go ahead and comment down below. And I'm also going to start uploading these on a monthly basis from here on out. I want to be more consistent with it because I do like it, honestly. It's pretty fun and challenging, but it's pretty fun at the end of the day. So let's get right into it. Viper GTS is as follows. The main characters, Mercedes and Carrera, are both of the succubus breed. You know, those evil soul-sucking wenches that would take your soul in exchange for your virginity. Well, in essence, what Viper GTS does here is they take that concept and go like a tiny bit further. They have people who summon them for whatever purpose they want to summon them for. And then the people, once they get their wishes fulfilled, they have their souls taken in exchange for that wish. It's like basically like Piranga in human form, except the cost of the wish is your life. Better make it worthwhile. And for most people in this hentai who take these summonings for in exchange for their soul, they don't know that, first of all. And second of all, most of them want to just fuck a demon chick. Now, honestly, me personally, I don't think that any woman is worth my soul, unless we're talking about Zendaya, but that's a different story. So, as succubi, their jobs are to obtain souls from most likely sex activities in exchange for sex acts. So this is basically like a prostitution ring, demon style or whatever. I don't know how you call that. So Mercedes is a Z-class tier klutz. Of course. We all knew that. I mean, look at her face. She doesn't seem like she can do anything right except suck a dick.
How long you gonna keep me waiting?
Just a moment. It won't take long.
It's not a moment, Mercedes. I've been waiting here for 2 hours. Come on, I'm starving. I've been waiting here so long.
What? Oh, do you really think so?
This is not even funny, damn it.
It's done! Here you go!
What the hell are you doing?
Just because your name is Mercedes doesn't mean you should get everyone to ride you. Maybe you should try a new hobby, like, I don't know, anything else, because, like, it physically hurts to watch her at times because of how bad of a klutz she is. This point, it just, like, it's agonizing because you can actually, like, feel this because this is, like, a real situation that might have happened. Reminds me of that one Twitter video was, like, the Thanksgiving is ruined. It had all their Thanksgiving food, like, all 40 pounds of the food on, like, a collapsible plastic table. Someone sneezed and the table just flaps over, and that's what Mercedes did. Cooking dinner, the dude said she cooked it for hours, and then she tripped and fell. I was gonna move on after seeing her trip and fall and feeling that agony of cringe, but I gotta overanalyze it like I did a Space Pirates Sara. So she was chopping something up for the meal, which is safe to assume is the salad. Okay, I would give her that, but why would you make pancakes and fish? Who thought this would be a wonderful culinary combination? And this poor anorexic fish, I just want to know what happened in his life, man, that made him look like that. I know Earth has spawned some ugly looking troglodytes for our underwater species, but I've never seen one such as this. You would burn all the calories you would obtain from eating this fish. Looking back on it, kind of glad she did drop it, because, like, she probably forgot to boil the egg too, let's be honest here. After watching a shameful amount of explicit videos in my time, I'd easily say thousands, easily. I've come to the conclusion as to why the first episodes always stand out, like they're always like the most outlandish, random crap you've ever seen in your life. It's very basic understanding, it's very basic psychology. They want to draw people in to finish the series. So they would do crazy things like the fantasy of summoning demons in your home and having them fuck you all night long. Shout out to Lionel Richie. because that's the thing many Smash tournament contestants yearn for, and that's this hentai's target audience. Anyway, they mean to display the gap of talent between Carrera and Mercedes by showing how Mercedes just can't do a goddamn thing right, and Carrera is just doing everything perfectly, wonderfully sound. The dichotomy of man. Carrera is confused at why Mercedes is mad when she can just do better. Basically putting Paris Hilton and a struggling Instagram model against each other. After Mercedes comes back from another failure of a mission, of course she gets aggravated and this happens.
Ah, welcome back, Mercedes.
Yeah, I'm back.
Mercedes, how did it go? Where's today's soul? Hey, Mercedes. Well?
You just don't get it. You will never possibly understand my feelings!
What? Hey, Alpina. Do you think that I said anything wrong to her?
I don't know.
So the plot picks up, and we follow Carrera answering a summons from Ogawa, our anon prototypical school shooting type. And instead of having all of his enemies die like he wanted originally, that was his whole point of summoning, as soon as he sees Carrera, he requests this.
Well, I am fine, really. My desire, just a second. What's my desire? Money? No, it should be gold. Wow, anything I want, huh? I've never been offered anything I want before. I don't really want to be rich and famous. What about girls? Wow. Wait, this devil... You said anything would come true.
Yes.
Wow, anything? Are you sure it's really okay? Can I do it with you?
This reminds me of that one tweet I saw where it was something like, if women just had sex with all the school shooters, there would be less shootings. He wanted a wish that would cost him his soul. The wish he was going to grant would have costed him his soul. I don't know if he knew or not, but I'm going to assume he didn't. Because if he did and he asked for sex instead of his original wish, maybe it's me, I don't know, maybe, just maybe, a human fleshlight with horns and nipple stickers would not be enough to push aside my true desires of mass destruction. Maybe that's me. I don't know. Now, of course, she's like, yeah, let's go, and they do it. Now, of course, I can't show you all this, but I can give you the dialogue.
Well, what should I say? It's a so-called activity between men and women.
Oh, yes. I think I've got it.
If it's not okay, I can think of other stuff.
It's okay with me.
You see that? This type of dialogue, it gives you all you need to know about this hentai's humor, and honestly, I like it. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and at this point, I put the lotion away and strap myself in for the plot. While that's happening, we flash to the demon realm and find the girl Rati looking for Carrera because she wants to bone her too. Very entertaining stuff, I would say so myself. So, after literally going at it the entire night, his soul is drained, he looks like this, and Carrera gets up refreshed, and this happens.
What a beautiful morning. Well then, according to our contract, I have to take your soul today. Oh yes. Usually I will bring it back, but since I can't confirm your will, I won't take your soul this time. You know that I really enjoyed it a lot too, don't you? Well, you see, it's okay that you make a mistake sometimes. I hope my mistake will really cheer up my friend Mercedes. I think she'll really enjoy my juicy story.
I don't know what she means by confirming his will. I'm assuming that once she takes someone's soul, they die, and the succubi have to be the postpartum lawyers and grant the bereaved all of their dead's belongings. I don't know. If that's true, then this isn't even a prostitution ring. This is like an assassination clique going on here where the rewards go to the bereaved. It could be a whole big conspiracy. They're killing people off with sex, and then the families whose people have died get all of their belongings. It's like a really covert way of covering your crimes. That's insane. Now, that isn't enough to ignore taking his soul, obviously, because she's a demon. There's no empathy for humans. It's just a job. But yeah, you can guess what happens next, since I kind of said it at the beginning of the video. She goes back to the demon realm without taking his soul, and this happens.
Don't leave me here again! Oh, I missed you so much!
I'm sorry, Roddy, my dear. You were having a wonderful night's sleep, weren't you? Where's Mercedes?
I think she's in her bedroom. She's feeling bad because her work hasn't been up to par. Carrera, where's the soul I asked for?
What? Oh, I missed it this time.
What?
This is definitely a rare case for you.
I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes too.
I see. It might be good for you to experience a cell for once in your demonic life.
What? You're gonna put me in a cell?
If you can't take the soul of a human who signs the contract, you have to stay in the cell as punishment.
What?
You know that's the deal, Carrera. There's no turning back now.
No!
So as much as they downplayed it, it's a pretty big deal to be in a cell in hell. And I'm going to tell you why in episode 2, the Constitution of Hell. Hey, we have one of those. So I don't know if you remember the ending of that one pretty funny episode that I was just mentioning like 2 seconds ago, where Carrera makes one mistake and ends up getting punished severely for it. But if you didn't remember that, then I'm going to break it down psychologically and overanalyze it right quick. So one could dive into the philosophical reason for this ending for the first episode, like I'm about to do right now. This could speak to the law-abiding suburbanites who have been squeaky clean and have been on the good side of the law their entire lives, and seeing as how a vast majority of the peers spend a large amount doing illicit activities, and those said peers never being bored of themselves, while the goody two-shoes are, and decided to try it out, you know? And that one attempt, that one try ends up making the goody two-shoes suffer consequences they have never seen, drastically changing their lives forever. While yes, I know I had to implement my own agenda to even read that message into this 90-minute hentai series, the way Carrera went about it made it seem that way. Of course, there's a high possibility that what the real goal was to get a good girl, well, not really, she's a succubi, a law-abiding, demonic, sex-working citizen to get locked up so she can get ran through. But I like to think things are deeper than they actually are. You know, I have faith in this hentai. With all that said, let's talk about the second episode, shall we?
Actually, these days lost and missing souls are becoming more common in the human world.
Missing souls? What's causing that? Please then, explain this to me.
It's under investigation right now. We noticed that the distortions in the time and space barriers always happen before and after the missing souls.
The distortions?
Yes. After our research on the distortions, we found a very similar case.
What do you mean, similar case?
The Gate of Hell.
Okay, I'm liking it so far. So it seems like the succubi taking soul things for their pimp daddy, Mac Two-Dick, Alpina Johnson over here.
Of course. Sometimes male devils have 2 dicks, so I often use my anus. 2 dicks is better than 1, you know.
2 dicks? What kind of man is that? I don't believe it. What the heck is that?
It's actually not a sanctioned business. I can appreciate the whole heaven versus hell aspect going on here. And I know it seems cheesy and on the nose, but the fact they set it up this way made it seem like it was originally an idea for an anime, minus all the sex, obviously. One last thing. So the way they said that was implying that they never knew about this until this exact moment, and that also implies that God or Satan does not exist. Because if God or Satan existed, then both of them would know that they exist in this dimension, and they would both know what the fuck is going on with the human souls. So in this world, there is no God, and as we go on, you will see why that statement just ages perfectly fine.
Despite the fact that you were summoned and you fulfilled the client's desire.
Without the right reason, you didn't take his soul.
Even though you failed your duty, you came back.
This violates the second paragraph of Article 9 of the Constitution of Hell. And also this demoralizes the society in the hell.
Carrera, do you have any objections?
No, I don't.
Defendant Carrera is guilty. I order the defendant to stay in the cell for 5 days.
So after all the hype, all the chanting, all the whole this in violation, paragraph 6 in section 3, sentence 46, consonant 3, they just give her 5 days in prison. My dude, if you get caught pissing on a wall in the real world in my humble state of Florida, you are charged with a 1st-degree misdemeanor, which is equivalent to 1 year in jail. After all that, Mercedes starts talking mad shit to Carrera and just rails her, just gives her that, and while she's chained up, of course, obviously I can't show you that, but it's she uses her demonic tail and transforms it into a behemoth of a phallus and begins to navigate the crevices of Carrera's vaginal regions.
Good morning, Alpina.
Good morning there, Mercedes.
Where is Ratty, huh?
She was summoned to the human world. I think she'll be back later on.
I'm back now. Please refine this, Brother Alpina.
This is a good soul. It shines tenderly through the light.
Oh, yes. He was a very kind and wonderful person.
As you can see, business as usual, my boy Alpina doesn't even flinch despite his best worker being out. He just sends out the lowly, whose voice doesn't even match her appearance, by the way. Then Mercedes answers a summons from our nameless school shooter, Ogawa, who was depressed after having the time of his life from Carrera, and he's willing to risk his soul again just to have some more pussy. That must be fantastic. What is worth risking your soul twice for? Now he might not know. He might not know this song. It doesn't matter. He is taking a huge risk for summoning a demon to have sex with again. That's too good to be true. You can't have that happen twice without having any risk happen to you. But this man, no hesitation. Right after he recovered, right after the refractionary period, he went right back to that book to summon Carrera again.
Wow! Yes! Yeah, yes! At last! You're here!
Thank you for calling! I do anything from bathroom cleaning to saving the world! I'm everybody's idol! It's the wonderful Mercedes!
Huh?
Let me know your desires. Don't be shy now. Huh? Oh, what? He looks so depressed. Yeah, let me get this soul at any cost. Wait!
If I can't see her, my life is absolutely worthless. I want to die.
After this wonderfully timed and refreshing dialogue between the two, we go back to the demon realm and we find Roti wanting to fornicate with her idol, Carrera. And right when they're in the thick of it, Carrera whips out her tail and transforms it into a shaft. And then we are back to the real world. Of course, Mercedes and Ogawa are going back at it.
What?
Anyway, don't you want to make some good memories with me before you die?
Memories?
Of course. I can do whatever you want. Whatever your heart's desire.
Anything?
Yes, anything. Hey. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to do this.
You said you would do absolutely anything.
And this man has sex one time and turns into a sadistic agrophiliac. Talk about character development. They fuck in the woods while being watched, and this is hilarious because the back and forth between the two happen like this.
You are a masochistic, perverted devil. If you don't want it, I'll stop now. Is it okay with you? Is it?
I want it.
What? What do you want?
Want a bigger one. Yeah.
Where?
So after they boing in the woods, we flash back to hell. A lot of back and forth, very fast paced. Alpina and Carrera are talking about life or some shit. I don't really know. Because Carrera is free to roam after one day in the cell. Then we go back to Earth. We just back and forth ping pong over here. And we see Ogawa trying to summon Carrera again after fucking the life out of Mercedes. What is going on here? This man has the stamina of a Greek god and he wants to go at it again with Carrera.
Oh yeah! Finally! Carrera!
Oh, it's you again. What?
At last! I can see you! I wanted to see you so badly. You've been on my mind all the time.
Really?
Carrera!
You are the very first human to say that to me, you know? Thank you. Then you can do whatever you want to do to me today. Oh, what is it that you want to do?
Well,
Stop it now, you devil!
We won't allow you to violate the rules of reincarnation.
And once he finally does summon Carrera and they're about to fornicate, and we find out that people who are watching him were actually mecha angels and fucking gats. I've never seen that in my life. So before we move on to Carrera meeting up with Anon again and him summoning, let's talk about these mecha suits right quick. So this head design looks like a Heracross, and the rest of the body is just a welfare version of Power Rangers. If they're supposed to be the angels we saw earlier in the episode, like literally like the first thing in episode 2, then why not just have them be angels pulled down to earth, dripped in their gowns with titties out, like that? That would be way more amazing, way more appealing, would might make my dick even harder than seeing this. What the fuck is this? Like, what am I looking at right now?
So tell me, how was the first day in the cell then?
Okay. Well, it was kind of fun in a sense. Don't you think so, Ratty?
Yes, sister.
Where's Mercedes?
She's been summoned to the human world.
I see. When she comes back, she has something to pay me back for. So, hi, Mercedes. I see you're back. She's gone.
She was in a good mood this morning. Huh. You're being summoned. Are you gonna go then?
Oh, yes. It will be a really good warm-up for me.
Don't forget your mission to bring back the soul.
Of course. I don't want to go back to the cell.
Let me get this right. Back in hell, right? So she gets sentenced to a crime. So she gets sentenced and thrown in prison, butt-ass naked, mind you. That's fucking hilarious. For 5 days. I'm like, okay, they must never let her out because it's prison. But no. They let her out during working hours so she can help Elpina, even though it's not even a sanctioned business in the first place. This isn't prison. Hello. What is going on? Maybe my simple human logic is putting a little bit too much into this than I actually should be put into it. But come on. Seriously, look at this. And now all that's null and void? Isn't prison supposed to be something you're not supposed to leave for consecutive days? You know? Whatever. I need to look at that Constitution of hell, man. It's something not right. All right, so all this man wanted was some more vagina. He finally summons Carrera, talks to her for 2 seconds, and then the angels with gats pull up to kidnap him. Man, it's crazy. And now Carrera is getting kidnapped again. Free Carrera, man. So let me take a wild leap of faith here. If Carrera got imprisoned and was strapped down and had her cheeks clapped by Mercedes in his Fusunari hentai previously when she was first in prison, what do you think will happen when she gets imprisoned again? Any guesses? Well, for episode 3, we'll find out with our holy water. So I'm going to provide as little context as possible for you guys, and you just fill in the blanks here.
You filthy devils violate the rules of the universe and disturb the order of the world. Although your sin is unforgivable, our merciful God will forgive you. We, children of God, will purify your dirty soul. Everyone, let us purify. With our holy water.
Yes. These angels are going to get freaky with our kinky little devil spawn here, and they keep mentioning God this and God that, but I don't even see an inkling of holy aura near this despicable refuse of media. So after summoning Rhodey, and sorry about the voice change, this is the next day in the morning, my morning voice sounds a bit different. So after attempting to summon Rhodey to get assistance to help Carrera because she got kidnapped in the last episode, the moment Rhodey found out, she flew straight to heaven. As a devil, I don't think that's a really good thing for you to do, but she does it anyway, and you're gonna see why that's not really the best idea in the world. So after that, he summons Elpina, because that's the next person, because no one else is down there. since Mercedes is already like comatose from getting the dicking of her lifetime there. And Alpina's like, all right, bro, we can make a contract. We can get this done. We need to save Carrera. Flashback to heaven. Rhodey's fighting the little bots that's guarding the little place. She thinks she got it. She's flying up there to where the angel's at trying to save Carrera. And we flash back to where Anon and Alpina are at just chilling. They woke up Mercedes because they brought her back from being comatose, again, from Anon's good dicking. And they tell her that Carrera got kidnapped. Now, once they tell her that, right, Carrera's like, oh my god, we have to save her. And Alpina's like, yes, we're gonna do it. And also another thing too, Alpina was like trying to like let Ogawa know, like, hey bro, this is a hell thing. You don't have to do this. You understand that, right? You are a human. You don't have to do this. You could actually die. And Ogawa's like, no, I'm in love with her and I think that she deserves the death. And so it's like you just Alpina laughed and he just brought him with the hell. So with that all said and done, they finally get ready to plan to go up to heaven. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they're gonna do it. And we flash back to heaven. So one thing about this show is the pacing is extremely high and the back and forth just keeps you like on this edge of your seat, because once you're involved with one scene, the moment you ask what's happening over here, you're already over there. So that's one thing I like about the show. The pacing is very good. So back in heaven, Carrera's getting plowed through. Jesus Christ. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 people on her. And then you see Rhodey tied up. They're like messing up Rhodey too a little bit. Little Drake warning there. They're doing a bit much to her. And then Rhodey looks over like, oh no, Carrera, please help. And Carrera's over there just like, getting stuffed all crevices, so she really can't help that much. And after all that's said and done, after Rhodey's like mentally torturing herself because she can't do anything after breaking in and trying to do something, she gets entered. And from there, we flash all the way back to Alpina, Ogawa, and Mercedes finally making it to the base level of heaven, as they call it here.
Finally, we got outside. That was a long underground gateway.
Hey, Alpina, this place could be...
This would be heaven.
This place?
To be accurate, this place is the bottom of heaven, where the angels call the Dirty Island.
Now, one thing, I want to speak on Ogawa's drive right quick. Ogawa's drive to save Carrera is pretty interesting to me, because basically, imagine you were in the same position, right? And, you were an incel, you just school shooter type, no one wants to touch you, no one wants to love you. The first thing he did, right, after all that said and done, he went to find demonic summoning scripture to get a woman and summon her to have sex at the cost of his soul. Now, again, I have to mention he did not know what would cost him his soul, but he did that anyway. Now, there are steps to diving deep down a rabbit hole of madness like that. One, there is just basically asking every single girl you possibly see. That's like the first step. The second step is watching snuff films. The third step is actually paying for it. The fourth step is actually paying every single day. And then the fifth step is when everything else fails, and obviously excluding rape, because that's not in the incel step book here, because that's like the other direction. You know what I mean? The descent into madness. But so after all that, the last final step is summoning a succubus that can literally take your life in exchange for like an hour of sexual favors. That is so depravingly horny. I just fail to comprehend why he would go to those lengths. But then again, hentai logic, who cares? So back to Mercedes, Alpina, and Ogawa at the base of heaven. This turned into one of my least favorite genres of all time, 90s and mecha.
This indicates... It can't be.
Oh, with no mistake. It's him.
Oh, damn it. How could he be in heaven right now?
The White Devil. Alpina!
They're here!
You are the White Devil. How could you show up again? You can't get away today! I will get you!
They are literally fighting with the robots there. You got Alpina transforming into like a white, black dragon knight, whatever. And he knew some angels back in the day, and now like he's fighting them now. And eventually he's gonna be fucking them. It's really like context driven base like fighting without the context was kind of cool, because like if they gave us flashbacks like why they know each other, that'd be a little bit weird because we don't care about Elpina. He looks ugly as shit. But they fight, and then Ogawa was like, I'll summon this stupid ninjutsu here.
They're coming, Ogawa!
In the darkness, you separate light and darkness. You are the hardest iron and cold fire and chaos.
What? Did he disappear?
Cut through the sky, the sword of darkness.
Shit! This is a trap!
And then he like throws up a pillar of fire, the angels get paralyzed, whatever, and then they make this casual scream here. Now, this scream sounds like you're stubbing your toe instead of, getting burned alive. But they're not dead though. Again, this is Space Pirates Sara logic, hentai logic. All their armor burns off, but their skin is perfectly pristine and clean and fine for them to be able to, And after all that, we go back to Carrera, and Carrera is like, oh, that's all the angels you can handle and throw at me? And you see like 9-10 bodies just like puffing for air, exhausted, like they play like 4 overtime games of LeBron James versus the Warriors. That's how exhausted they are right now. She's like, I didn't even break a sweat, we can do this. And then the Angels like, okay, fine, we can bring in more of them. And then the Angels brought in like 4 more to like feast on her. But Carrera's like, I got this, bro, let's go. And then got Roti over there. I don't know what Roti's doing. Roti's just, I guess, I don't know, bro. I think they all went to Carrera after seeing Carrera like defeat them like sexually, which is hilarious. That's my MC. And they just forgot about Roti. So we go back to our trio of trouble over there, and they're fornicating with other angels, interrogate them to find out a base of where Carrera's at. And then they say this amazing line here.
Why doesn't she tell us? We've made her come so many times.
So apparently they had enough time to infiltrate the base, have sex with multiple angels multiple times, and then save her. I mean, I begs to differ. How much security is really put into heaven? Since heaven is a pretty important place, if I do say so myself, where people go in the afterlife. You think there'd be a little bit more security other than these, like, I'm saying 20 because there's at least 20 or 30 at the beginning when there was like a whole gaggle of them just talking to each other about holy water and shit because they captured Carrera. But now there's like 10 or 15, and then most of them out of commission because of Carrera. It's ridiculous. And those bots too. So like there's so much going on that's not right. If this was heaven, you would have like FBI, CIA, and DEA type of security level all over the place. You'd be able to spawn angels willy-nilly. But that goes back to my previous point. There is no God in this universe. Thus, you can't make infinite troves of soldiers to fight for you. So there has this limited security. And with this limited security and Ogawa's massively huge stamina, they're able to find Carrera and save her. And it ends off with Carrera going back to his house, cooking him up some nice meal, and she's got an apron on like Mercedes did way back in episode 1. What a callback. I love it. I love callbacks. That's amazing. That hit me a little bit. And then Carrera just said, yeah, no, I'm still here because the contract you made with Elpina got canceled because my contract with you was first. The second one was that they want to have sex together. And so she's basically staying there because she wants to continue having sex with him, basically because she fell in love with him. And then next thing you know, you see Roti underneath the covers of where Anon is sleeping, and she is polishing his doorknob. Of course, this ended off with like a very lighthearted harem, of course. But like I said before, this is like, I can't really compare it correctly to an anime, but I'm gonna try. So it's like essentially like Parasite the Maxim, that one with like the hand jutsu shit. Imagine that, except it had like a little bit more jokes. That's essentially what the show is, because like it has those dark themes, but it has a lot of jokes on the side, and the jokes are almost so distracting to the point you forget how dark the show actually is. Honestly, if it wasn't for those stupid mecha anime robot, my ultimate pet peeves, I hate that shit thoroughly. If it wasn't for that, I would have given this an 8, possibly a 9, but that mecha shit drags it down to a 7 easily. It's just so atrocious. Just look at this. Anyway, that was it though. That was Viper GTS. I'm glad you guys watch the whole entire video. If you did, if you didn't, whatever, I don't care about you, just kidding. But if you did like this video, go ahead and like this video. I'm gonna try to do this on a monthly basis from here on out, try to be more consistent, because I do like doing these actually. I'm just really lazy and my computer sucks. That combination does not bode well for production. So with that being said, I'm taking more suggestions in the comment section down below. I did rate this a 7 out of 10. I don't remember if I said that, but I'll say it again. 7 out of 10, pretty good. Have a nice day.